James Cameron, the director of, I think he directed T2, Terminator. I think he directed Terminator 1 or both of them or something. He directed Titanic. Huge movie. I've never watched it. Seemed gay. Still seems gay. Then he made Avatar, which I thought was the stupidest shit I've ever fucking watched. Like, honestly. I thought it was the fucking...
Sending different articles.
Yes, nigga. Sending articles now. I'm being more erudite. I'm being more professional now. I'll be sending an article. Sending an article your way. This is an article you should check out. You should definitely read this. Once you get to the third paragraph, you're going to fall out of your chair. Avatar was trash. All right? One of the things that made that movie very trash is that
I don't remember that shit.
There's another movie called FernGully that's...
The fuck?
Has the same exact fucking plot, except they're fairies in the woods instead of aliens on some woods planet.
I thought that shit was just simulation.
You thought it was all a simulation?
Nigga, that was like 2007. I was like,
nigga was
5?
confused. This nigga was confused by Avatar. This nigga retarded.
Nigga, I was like 5 when that shit came out. Fuck you, 2007.
You couldn't understand that he fucking transferred his consciousness into a ready-made alien body. It was meant to mimic the aliens of the planet that they were trying to colonize. Couldn't understand that at 5.
No.
What a fucking idiot. What a dumb fucking kid.
I just saw like the
dumb fuck.
They're swinging on their tails and shit in the fucking forest.
Yeah, like they were like,
I was like, what the fuck? It looked cool.
They would have tail sex too. Their tails would connect, and it's like, oh man.
I don't remember seeing it.
Blue avatar monkey intercourse has commenced. All right. then the movie is very by the book. He made up his own language, Navi. And it's like very by the book. Check all the boxes of sci-fi, fantasy, nerd culture nonsense bullshit. It's how it's supposed to represent or be an allegory for the real world. The people of the Avatar planet, the blue people, they're basically supposed to represent indigenous peoples around the world. Native Americans, the people who live in the rainforest, all those fucking people that white people come and colonize it. Then also, why are they going to war with this planet? Because they want a natural resource, a mineral. Just like every other war that we go into for oil or whatever. But the mineral that the humans are trying to get off the planet in the movie is called unobtainium.
Wait, what?
Because it's unobtainable.
Oh
it's
my
hard.
God.
So it's called unobtainium. When I heard, I forget that dude's name, Giovanni Ribisi, he's an actor. When I heard him say, I mean, we're here obviously mining the unobtainium. That shit is not called unobtainium. That's so fucking stupid. Then it's like a nigga in a wheelchair. They transfer his consciousness into aliens so now he can walk again. And he's 8 feet tall. It don't get me wrong. Fun, popcorn, blockbuster, whatever. Sure. But it was not nothing special. I did not like it. I thought it was trash. It was so many people who thought that shit was like
Godfather of the fucking
sci-fi.
It's the greatest thing of all.
They thought it was like a new Star Wars.
Did somebody die during like the fucking premiere or some shit?
Who
I heard somebody had.
Supposedly that movie was making people depressed too or something. Like, people getting super depressed after seeing it. All right, so anyway, James Cameron says Avatar haters, people who hate the movie.
Did not hear you.
Me.
James Cameron says Avatar haters
shut up when they rewatch the movie. Basically saying that me, a person who saw the movie and said this sucks. If you sit down and watch it again, while I sit there with one leg crossed and my arms crossed and watch you watch it, I promise at the end you'll tell me, you know what, Mr. Cameron? I was wrong.
I was wrong.
That was the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen. And you know what it is? You know what people don't get? You know why? People don't give you the credit you deserve. Because when you have this MacGuffin, this substance in the movie that's the reason that all these things are happening, and it's unobtainable, and you think to yourself, why call it some jazzy sci-fi word? Just call it what it is. Unobtainium.
Because it's unobtainable.
But the people are retarded.
What is wrong with you, bro? You made up a language. Star Trek, other shit, other little nerd, sci-fi and fantasy. Tolkien. You know what I mean? Lord of the Rings. There's a whole dwarvish language you can learn. Dothraki. But I'm saying all that shit comes from that. And then also Star Trek with Klingon. Yeah. That was another language that these nerds would go learn and shit. So
Klingon.
What he says, quote, this is a James Cameron quote.
The trolls will have it that nobody gives a shit and they can't remember the character's name or one damn thing that happened in the movie. I just said
everything that fucking happened in the movie. I just broke your whole shit down. I deconstructed your shitty movie in under 5 minutes, you fucking cocksucker. And I remember the guy's name. His name was Sully. Sully in the wheelchair, I remember. And Sigourney Weaver. I don't remember her name, but it was the actress Sigourney Weaver. So you're partially right. I don't remember the names, but so what? Her name was probably Claire or something. He says that the movie's 3 hours, right? Because he's making a sequel. It's coming out. It looks amazing. Oh, have you seen it in IMAX 3D? It was shot in 3D, not what do they call it? Not converted to 3D. It was shot in 3D. Yeah, Avatar looked really cool. Jimmy, it looked cool. That's what I would tell James Cameron. I would say, hey, Jimmy, it looked cool, Jimmy. That's all. But he wants you to say, like, I mean, obviously it's deeper than that. It's not. The only thing that you ever had any fucking hand in that was deep sci-fi, and it wasn't even really that deep, but deep for the time. People weren't really into that stuff in the mainstream culture that much, was Terminator. Time travel, time paradoxes, AI, artificial intelligence becoming sentient. You know what I mean? All that shit, cool concepts, fucking done amazingly. T2 is one of the best movies ever made to me. Honestly, Terminator 2 is one of the best movies ever made. Shit is fucking fire. It never fails. But I rewatched Avatar years later, and it was even worse than I fucking remembered. The pacing was so slow. When you watch a movie for the first time in the movies, it goes by quick. You know what I mean? But when you watch it again, it goes by slower because you know what's going to happen. And then when you know what's going to happen and it's stupid, it goes by even slower. James Cameron. But yeah, he made a new Avatar 2, and it's 3 hours. And this cocksucker goes, I mean, my kids sit down and binge watch fucking shows for 7 hours. People can't watch a 3-hour Avatar movie.
That's different.
It's like,
that's fucking different.
It sounds
That's apples and oranges. What the fuck are you doing?
It sounds to me, yeah, streaming is not, it's at your home. You can pause
apples and oranges are both fruit.
You could
just like
but they're
TV
different.
and movies.
But they're different.
Both different.
But listen, this is the thing. How... Okay. Listen, it just sounds like you're making excuses. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like excuse because it's trash. You're talking about how people are complaining it's 3 hours, but you watch a 7-hour fucking enthralling, actually good streaming show that you really like.
Yeah.
Exactly. Excuse. And, you know, when these fucking idiots, retards, and assholes and trolls... That's what old people love to call anybody who doesn't. You know how, like, young niggas, anybody who don't like shit they like is a hater? For old people, anybody who doesn't like what they like is a troll. You're just a troll. You're just trolling me. No, I'm not trolling you. It's terrible. What you made is terrible. I'm not trolling you. I'm just telling you the truth. It's bad. You've done other things that were fucking amazing. The other movie that you made that nobody liked, I liked it, was not Event Horizon, Abyss? I think it was Abyss. But this fucking dickhead, go down though, scroll down. Go to the next part where there's quotes. You're going to see it. He said, I want you to read it verbatim what this dickhead said. So this dickhead who spends his money trying to get to 20 leagues under the sea, literally. You know, like you can't go a certain depth under the sea because the pressure, you'll die. Yeah. He's trying to find a way to get down there. He's like, that's the new frontier. We don't even know what's down there. Okay. And then he went down there with a mini sub, right? And some weird light was like down even deeper. Oh, shit. And it sent an EMP that shut off all his equipment. It's like, leave shit the fuck alone, white people.
The next quote after he said, nobody remembers the fucking characters in the movie. He said, next quote, then they see the movie again and go, oh, okay, excuse me. Let me just shut the fuck up right now. So I'm not worried about that. End quote. So I'm not worried about that. End quote.
The person in his family or his peer group or within his people who work for him that he forced to sit down and watch that movie. The one person who had the balls to say they didn't like that movie that he forced to sit down and watch that shit. And I'm telling you, sit there and watched it with him. And he's like, okay, what do you think now? And they're like, you know what? You're right, Jimmy. Excuse me. I
the
should
fuck out
shut
of me.
the fuck up. I'm just a troll.
According to James, Stu should shut the fuck up and we should shut off the podcast.
Go down more.
That's what he's
Scroll down more because he says the thing about the streaming thing, the false equivalency of people watching 7-hour binges. You're gonna binge, but you can't watch 3 hours of Avatar. You can't watch tail sex.
A quote, it's an incredibly long film, clocking in at 2 hours, 42 minutes, and the sequel might even surpass that. But Cameron says that audiences have to get over the long run times, and it's okay to use the bathroom.
What does that say about your movie? What does that say about your movie?
It's shit!
If you're saying it's okay
It's a bathroom break?
For people to bathroom break, what if they miss something? What if they miss the major scene of the movie that's like because every movie has a scene where the director thinks this is the scene that's gonna knock them dead. This is the one that's gonna make them stand up and cheer.
For Hitchcock, it was Psycho in the bathroom.
Yeah, shit like that. People walked out of that shit. That's how gay people were back then.
Because they were scared.
Yeah, but anyway, your big scene in your tour de force Avatar 2, your Avatar sequel. Which, it's just computers. You just used computers.
Pretty much.
You just used computers. Even the real people that are in the movie, they're standing in front of a blue or green screen, and it's like everything around them is just computers.
And they're wearing what, fucking suits? Like a bodysuit with like the fucking balls attached to it, so like tracking their movements and shit.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, they
for
do
the CGI shit.
Mocap.
It's not even practical effects. It's not even makeup.
It's just computers. It's all just computers.
Which is cool, but I mean, I don't know.
Scroll down. I just want to get to the streaming thing that he said.
Quote, I don't want anybody whining about length when they sit and binge watch television for 8 hours, he said. Quote, I can almost write this part of the review. The agonizing long...
you can almost... I can almost write what the reviews will say. I mean...
The agonizingly long 3-hour movie, ... It's like... Give me a fucking break. I've watched my kids sit and do 5 one-hour episodes in a row. Here's the big social paradigm.
Basically saying, so people sit there and give a streaming show 7 hours of their life, but they can't sit still for fucking 3 hours and watch the greatest movie possibly ever made.
Shut the fuck up.
Yo, this nigga is fucking coming off super pretentious and very boomery. You're coming off super fucking boomer with all your, fucking kids these days. They sit right at their computers for 8 hours, but you can't get them to sit down and watch a 3-hour sci-fi epic where they have tail sex. It's like, you sound so boomery. You sound boomerang. You boomerang, bro.
Here's the big social paradigm shift that has to happen. It's okay to get up.
People need to give movies a chance again.
It's okay to get up and pee.